Have you seen any of our courses before? Okay.
I saw just a little bit, you know, kind of YouTube, you know.
And what is the main problem that you would like to work on?
I feel like the first thing I feel like still afraid from my fingers. You don't want to like touch it, you know. Just like step up is okay, and just you don't like the fingers and screaming. No reason. And other things, well, like I don't know. I feel like how to socialize, you know. I mean, I didn't have a chance to get it like socialized. We don't have kids, and usually we don't have other like friends coming. Even I tried to take him out, but he's still like very. I mean, it's scary.
Fearful.
Yeah. Deal with him, you know.
Dealing with him.
And the problem, even when he's out, I don't know how to control, you know. Always no. When I just take him out of the cage, like he goes to the cords, electric, and everything is harm for him. So I don't know how to keep him like, and he's not. I feel like he's not interesting for the games, you know. I mean toys. Even have like small like play top. He did interesting. He wanna come to me. He wanna show like my watch, phone, and going to the TV, going to the. I mean, yeah.
So like.
Like, you know, to watch him every time. No.
Yeah.
That's sometimes I don't know. I mean, that's why I keep training him and. Yeah. I have other pairs, but just she flew out. She flew away from me like before like a couple months.
What kind?
It's engineering. Yeah.
So under problems, I have yes.
I want to try to step up. The only thing he come out fly and step up, we have food. That's it. Otherwise, sometimes wherever I step up, because he even sometimes floats above the cabinet. I tell him to come back, he doesn't listen. I tell him that, bring something, you know. Otherwise. So that's why I'm worried if he flew up outside the house. I don't know if he will come back or not, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate assessment.
So nice.
So first thing just to be cautious of, even though he's clipped, he can fly. So we hear a lot of stories of people that take their clipped bird outside and lose it because they didn't think it could fly.
Okay. You want to see like,
Looks good to me.
You want to see like surrounds,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Can I ask you why you didn't use a treat for any of that?
What do you mean exactly? Like if he wasn't asked for a treat?
So anytime we interact with the bird, it's a training session.
So I have to give him like something.
Well, only if it's a behavior you want to see more of. So if you want him to step up, I would definitely offer a treat. If you want him to step to a T-stand, definitely offer a treat. So again, break it down to the most simple things. Birds do things to gain pleasure or avoid pain. So I would love to see if you have him step up and give him a tiny piece of treat,
Yeah.
and then have him step back down after he's done eating it, and give him another piece of the treat for stepping down. While he's on you, you can give him a treat.
Yeah.
Good. And then just let him eat it there for a sec. When he's done, feel free to put him back on the perch and give him a treat for going down. Awesome. So, as basic as that seems, in the most simplistic form, that is a formal training session. Anytime you're taking him out of the cage, he's
I
learning.
didn't give him anything. Sometimes I give him like treat without anything. Just when he came to me,
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't give him like a regular or training on, usually not.
Well, and right now, like a formal training session seems like you really have to think through it, but it'll become very habitual. Like, oh, do you want to step up? Oh, you don't want to? What about for a treat? Okay, I'll do it for a treat. And that's totally fine because you're going to get more of the behavior you want from him and less of the unwanted behavior if you start to think of, can I pay you to do this? Can I pay you to do that? You know? And with older birds, meaning not a baby, which he falls into the older bird category, we fall into what we refer to as permission-based training. So always ask yourself, do you want to step up? Will you step up? And if his answer is no, it's because you failed somewhere with the diet, the treat value, something else. So it's like showing up to work and paying somebody in rocks instead of $100 bills. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it for rocks. Like, pay up. And that's, on, like I said, the most simple terms, that's what we're trying to get from him. And to just get you in the habit of every interaction is a training session. So if you want more good behavior, set yourself up for success by working with him before breakfast and making him earn those treats. Or I should say allowing him the opportunity to earn those treats.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like, okay, I want to interact with them, but I don't know what's the steps, you know. Just I want to like the map, what I am doing or what's supposed to be, you know. That's the problem. I mean, okay, I want to fit him, I want to train him, but what I should do.
Yeah.
From where I can start. Nothing, you know. That's the problem. We didn't have
Can we
like
target train him today?
steps.
Yeah, we can target training.
Yeah.
This is what kind of side conversations I was referring to as a what people, where it's
Oh, he's a what
it's harder,
person.
yeah, it's a harder
Journey.
journey.
Yeah.
But I understand. So people learn by being told how, what, why, or what if, and we're discovering the last several months people that learn through just what, which it sounds like you are. I've previously had a harder time teaching those people, but I think I've got it dialed in to where I can give you really clear steps, because what I really need you to think is why. People that are why thinkers
Break down the behavior better.
do it more instinctively because they're trying to figure out why their bird isn't doing that or why they aren't getting a certain behavior. But I think I can teach you through what. But yeah, had a little side conversation from us. So yeah, do you wanna?
Good job.
Do you have chopsticks and stuff?
Here.
She
And
does.
you can keep it, because I keep
Okay.
them in bulk.
Alright, thank you. So anytime that you're going to go into a formal training session,
Okay.
I want you to pre-plan what you want it to look like, and then I want you to have a backup plan in your mind. Okay?
Okay.
So, what I want to have happen here is I'm going to do my best to get him to touch the end of this stick.
Okay.
Have you done any of this before?
Maybe this I did like once, but when he see the food, okay, maybe he do it.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's not like all the time.
Okay. So, my plan is I'm going to do my best to get him to touch the end of the stick.
Okay.
He's probably not likely to take the treat from me. He might, but he might be afraid of me, which means he's more likely to take the treat from you. So I'd like you to be ready with the treat.
Okay. Yeah.
So if he takes it from me, great. If not, I'll have you do it.
All right.
Okay? And that's how it's done.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, sometimes because I did it, he's not like
And he's
touching.
fixed.
He like aggressively
He's great.
Yeah.
bited.
Okay, so I don't know
That's
if you
why
heard
I'm
this.
surprised that like he's like sorry.
I didn't hear anything.
We're just thinking, oh, Mimo, please don't make us shy from you. So please listen, please do.
Yeah, so
sorry, yeah, I'm surprised at
he
him.
was
He's
saying
like,
sometimes he's really aggressive.
yeah, he's biting by like biting. It's not like a touching or.
Okay, so without moving your feet, okay?
Yes.
You moved your feet. Don't move your feet.
Okay.
Touch the stick.
That's.
No, seriously, without moving your feet, try to touch the stick.
I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep trying. There. See how now?
So you mean like
Now
go a little bit.
So without
away?
moving your feet,
Uh-huh.
grab the stick from me. Like grab it.
Hold on.
Right. So
Oh,
you have more range of motion to be aggressive from there. But if you can't move, you're gonna keep trying to touch the stick
Touch
and
it.
you couldn't grab it, right?
Yeah.
So on a T stand, he's really isolated.
Yeah.
If I come in really close, I'm in his territory. He's gonna bite it. But if I make him reach as far as he can, he's
Okay.
going to be less aggressive.
All right.
Meaning,
Like
so if I come to the end, look how far I'm going to make him reach. I'm going to have to show him a little treat for this, but I'm going to make him reach, Right? See how that's kind of like the first example if you can't move your feet?
You heard that click.
So, if that makes sense, why don't you go and give that a try?
Yep.
Here's more treats for you. The other thing for people that learn through the what to do, I want you to think 5 reps. Every session you get 5 repetitions. And they have to be perfect.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright, so 5 times that we do it and it's supposed to be like 5 perfect.
So, what is that going to look like? You can go and just talk it through. What should it look like for your next 5 repetitions? And then after that, we'll talk about what ifs, right?
I mean, have to stand, like, don't moving too fast. I mean, maybe I show him like the treat and just, I don't know, like, come on. He's still eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good catch. So I'm going to have you come over to this side. And go ahead and keep the stick down until you're ready to start. Because right there, he's like looking at it, not sure.
Yeah.
And I'll click for it. Do you have a clicker? Or?
No.
I'll click for it.
Okay.
So when I did it, what to do is I want him to touch stick. He didn't want to touch a stick. So I showed him the treat. He's like, oh yeah, that. And then he came over and touched the stick. So that's kind of your steps. If he's not willing to do it, you may need to remind him what he's working for.
All right.
Also, I've already done 2 repetitions. So you have 3 repetitions left. And just do your best to make them perfect.
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and show him the
Does he
treat.
have to
Okay, go
talk
and
to
remove
you,
the
like-
treat. Go slowly closer. Perfect. And then go ahead and lower the stick so it's out of view. Excellent.
That's good.
Does he
Yep,
have
that's
to
it.
See how
talk-
soft that was?
Yeah.
Could you feel the difference between if you're in too close
Oh yeah.
versus this? He's like, right?
Yeah.
And then the subtle reminder too, there's a lot that'll happen in that moment, right? So subtle reminders like, oh, you don't want to touch a stick? Remember you're working for this? Put it back down. We don't want it to only be luring. We just want it to be kind of a reminder.
All right.
Okay, so you have 2 more reps to make them perfect.
Does
So
he
I'm
have to
gonna
hold his
go
name,
there
like,
the side
when
a
he
bit.
first that he doesn't talk at him, does he have to say like Mimo?
Yeah. So when you do the stick, you have to like call him or.
No. In fact, what he's reading more of your body language than you're aware of. So, actually, if you want to just kind of pause from training for a sec, I'll share a very visual example. If you're training a dog to sit, oftentimes we'll go, sit, and the dog sits. If you'd go, and you don't say sit, he's still probably going to sit because this has been so much a part of your cue in the beginning.
He was interesting. Did we move or the?
Could have been where my position was. So you can take a half step forward. Okay, right there. Okay, so looking at his body language, do you think he's wanting to come over?
No, he's not interacted at all.
Okay, but I want to make sure we end on a good note, so why don't you come over to this side and just make it super easy for him. And this will be the last rep. Okay, reach in a little bit. Reach in, reach in, reach in. More, more, more. Pause. Great.
Lazy boy.
So you think like because of far away or he's not interesting or?
There's a lot of
Then
new
he's
things
supposed
going
to-
on. There's a funny bird over here making noise.
She's on the target
What about
stick
me?
clicker.
About me? Come on.
She's like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's new people.
baby.
So yeah, right now he still has a treat in his mouth. You can go ahead and put him in the cage and we'll just let him rest for a little bit. Or the T-stand. So yeah, he actually still has it under his tongue.
Don't think, yeah.
But if you want to go ahead and just put him in his cage,
Okay. Okay.
he's not happy being on the perch, so we'll...
Alright.